time we touch, your hands are colder, colder. There's no beating coming from your wooden chest. Frozen grin, a mannequin. When I get closer, I can see the strings that underneath your vest. If you can cry real tears, then you're gonna cry them.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Yommycrochetlogy. This is Yummy Brown. So today we will be making 4 pieces of this top. So I divided it into 4. This is a quarter. This is the armhole and this is the neckline here. It's just composed of decreasing rows. And this one here is the armhole, and it starts with 34 stitches, 34 chain and a 34 double crochet and 4 rows. Okay, and I added another chain of 25 to make it longer, and then another 4 rows here, and then gradually decrease to make the neckline. And I designed it as rib design, like as you can see here. And this one is just single crochet to make it a bit longer, and I also decrease gradually at the top to make it a little bit pointy. Okay, and then I clean the edges with a single crochet around the project. Okay, so every time I finish it, I'll just single crochet that just to make it neat. Then you have to make 4 of these. Make sure the ribbing is facing in the right direction, or it's facing you, and make sure your armhole is in the right side. So if it's a right, so it should be in the right. If it's a left, it should be in the left side. So it's a matter of how many rows you will start. Okay, so if it's left, you have to start 4 rows. If it's right pieces, you have to start with 5 rows. So much with that later. So here's the yarn that I will be using in this project. It's called Cotton King. So here's the information. Cotton King's cone 500 is it's 1700 meter. Recommended size of the hook is 3mm, and the color is in 16. I got this yarn from Hobbi. So let's get started. So first is you have to make a slip knot, however or whatever you're comfortable with in starting a project. In my case, this is how I start the slip knot, and pull that tail to tighten it, and then wrap your yarn and pull it through. So you have to make 34 chain. So if you're new here, please refer in the description box below or the card above how to make a chain. So I have 34 chain here now, and again do 2 chains and then double crochet on the 3rd chain from your hook. So again, you have to make 34 double crochet in these rows. So this is my 3rd and 4th and 5th. So make 34 double crochet until you reach the last foundation chain, and I'll meet you at the end. So I'm here now at the end of this row. I'll just have to do one more double crochet to close this row. So I have here 34 double crochets. Okay, so this is 34 double crochets, and turn your work and chain of 2, 1 and 2, and this time again we have to double crochet 34 but use the back loop only. So this is the start of making a rib. So if you see that loop at the back, that's where you insert your hook. Okay, the ones that's further from you. So double crochet back loop only 34. Okay, so this is 2, 3, oops, stuck, and 4 and 5. Okay, so make 34 double crochets back loop, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. So I'm here at the end. I'll just have to close it with the last 2 stitches. So this is my 33 double crochet and 34 double crochet back loop only. So chain 2 and then turn your work, and this time we will still use the double crochet but normal one. Don't front loop it or back loop. So just normal double crochet, again 34 double crochet until you reach the end of this row. The reason we're using the normal double crochet because we're facing the wrong side. As you can see here, this is the right side where the ribbed is, and this one here is the wrong side. So we're just using a double crochet normal. So I'm here at the end of this row. I'll just have to close it with the remaining stitches. And 34. So turn your work, chain of 2 again. And again, the same pattern. Double crochet this time, back loop only because we're facing the right side. So this is my first double crochet, and you have to make 34 double crochet back loop only since we're facing the right side, or the ribbing side of the project. Okay, and 5 double crochet. So continue doing this pattern until you reach at the end. And if you're making the left side of the top, you have to make 5 rows of this pattern, 5 rows of this 34 double crochets. And if you're making the right side, you have to only make 4 rows of this 34 double crochets. Okay, so repeat the process and I'll meet you at the end of this. So I already have here my 4 rows of 34 double crochets, 4 rows. The reason I stopped 4 rows because I'm making the right side of the top. Okay, so if you're starting with the right side, you only need 4 rows of these 34 stitches. Okay, if you're making the left side of this top, you need 5 rows of these 34 stitches. And make sure the ribbing is facing you. Okay, so let's get started. Now I can make 25 stitches, or chain. Sorry, it's chain. So make 25 chain to extend the length of your top. So we're basically making here the armhole. Like this 34 is your armhole, 34 stitches is your armhole. So again, I will emphasize it that if you're starting with the right side, you have to have 4 rows of 34 double crochets. This is only 4 rows of 34 double crochets. Okay, and the ribbing is facing me, or facing the right side. Okay, and if you're starting the left side, so you should have 5 rows of 34 double crochets. Okay, so this time this is 5 rows of 34 double crochets if it's the left side of your top. So we can start now. So I have here my chain of 25, and then I chain 2 again and skip that 2 stitches and insert my hook on the 3rd chain from the hook and make a double crochet. So this time just a normal double crochet of 25, or until you reach where you have an extended chain of 25. So this is 4 and 5. So here I am at the 25 double crochet now. So as you can see, this is where I start making an extended chain, and this time we have to double crochet back loop only since we're facing the right side. So every time we're facing the right side, make sure you double crochet and uses the back loop. So again, I have to double crochet back loop 34. Okay, because we're in the 34 part now, like 34 stitches here until you reach at the end of this row. So you have to make 34. So I'm at the end of this now, and I finished my 34 and 25 stitches, so that's 59, and I chain 2, and this time just double crochet, normal double crochet, because we're facing the wrong side. Okay, as you can see here, oops, we don't need to do the rib because we're facing the wrong side. So I'm here now at the end of this row. I'll just have to double crochet the last stitch. This is the 59th stitch. So that's the end of this row, and turn your work and chain 2. Again, repeat the process or pattern. Double crochet back loop only since we're facing the right side. So repeat this 59 double crochets until you reach 5 rows, and make sure you alternate the pattern. Like if you're facing the right side, you should use the back loop double crochet. If you're facing the wrong side, make sure you only use the double crochet. So that process until you have 5 rows of that pattern, and I'll meet you at the end of that 5 rows. So I have here now my 5 rows of 59 double crochets alternate pattern, and this time we will double crochet again, normal one, because we're facing the wrong side, and we have to have 54 double crochets. Okay, so 54 double crochets normal. Don't use the back loop because we're facing the wrong side. So this is my 6, 7, 8, 9, and 54. So this is my last stitch in this row. As you can see, this is what it looks like now, and I use normal double crochet because we're facing the wrong side, and I left few stitches here, and the next 2 stitches we have to decrease in the next 2 stitches. So decrease means 2 double crochet together and turn your work. Okay, so we're starting to decrease now to make the neckline. And again, in the first 2 stitches of your row, you have to decrease. Okay, so basically before you turn and after you turn, you make a decrease. So it will slope down, or it will decrease and make a neckline. So now we're facing the right side because as you can see there's the ribbed facing us. So we will make another double crochet back loop only. So this time we will double crochet 52. Okay, since we decreased 2 in the beginning, so we have to double crochet 52 back loop only. So we're facing the wrong side now, and we chain 2 and double crochet normal. This time you have to double crochet 50 double crochet but normal. Okay, so this is 3, 4, and 5. So I'm at the end of my row now. This is my 50 stitch, the last one, and there's 2 remaining stitches, and I'll have to decrease in the last 2 stitches before I turn my work. Then turn your work and again do a decrease the first 2 stitches, and then this time we have this neckline now gradually decreasing, and now we're facing the front or the right side, so we double crochet back loop only 48. Okay, so 48 double crochet back loop only, and I'll meet you at the end. So here's my end of this row. I'll just have to do a double crochet the last stitch, and this is what it looks like now, and turn your work and chain 2, and this time just normal double crochet of 46. Okay, so 46 double crochet, normal double crochet, because we're facing the wrong side. So if you've noticed, we actually decrease by 2 stitches because we use that 2 stitches as the what do you call this, as our decrease every time we end and we start our project. So basically that's how simple the pattern is. So I'm here now at the end of this row 46, and I just decreased the last 2 stitches to close this off, and then you can turn your work now and again do a decrease before you start a row, and this time and 2. So this is my second decrease, as you can see, and then this time we're facing the right side, so we use the back loop of the stitch. So we need to do a 44 double crochet back loop only. Okay, so here I am at the end of this row. This is my 44 double crochet back loop only. This is what it looks like now, and you can turn your work and you're facing the wrong side and chain 2 and make a normal double crochet, and this time we have to double crochet 42. Okay, so if you've noticed, we're just decreasing by 2s. So continue doing that until you reach your 42 double crochet. So this is my 42 double crochet, and this is what the top looks like now. And then decrease the last 2 stitches of your rows. Decrease means 2 double crochet together, and then turn your work and again do a decrease in the first 2 stitches. Okay, so again we will start another row. This time we're facing the right side, so we use the back loop only double crochet, and we have to double crochet 40. Okay, so 40 double crochet back loop only, because we're facing the right side of the project, and I meet you at the end of this row. So I'm at the end now. I will just close this row, and this is my 40 stitch of double crochet back loop only, and then chain 2, then you can turn your work. So this time we are facing the wrong side, so we will double crochet all stitches. Don't use just the back loop or front loop, and we need to double crochet 38 double crochets. Okay, so in this row we need 38 double crochets, normal double crochets, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. So as you can see here, I'm at the end of this row, and I'll decrease in the last 2 stitches. Okay, these last two here, so we have to decrease, and decrease means 2 double crochets together and turn your work. So now we're facing again the right side of our project and do another decrease. So decrease means 2 double crochet together. So as you can see here, our project is already creating this neckline, gradually sloping down or slanting down. And continue the pattern, double crochet, back loop only. This time we have to make 38 double crochets back loop only, since we're facing the right side, or where the ribbed design is facing you. Okay, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. So we're at the end of this row now. This is our 38 double crochet back loop only, and we can turn the work now and chain 2. Okay, and this time we have to double crochet. Just use the normal double crochet, and you have to have 36 double crochet in this row before you do the decrease, and you can turn your work. So again, I'll meet you at the end once you've finished or completed the 36 double crochet. So this is the end of this row. This is my 36th double crochet, and then in the last 2 stitches you have to decrease. Okay, decrease means 2 double crochet together, and then when you turn your work you have to do another decrease in the first 2 stitches. And now that we're facing the right side, you have to double crochet back loop only 34. So 34 double crochets back loop only. So continue doing that until you reach at the end of this row. So this is the last double crochet back loop only in this row. So I'll just close it off, and now this is our 2 pieces of the top side by side. So this one we have to add few stitches for the sleeves, and we have to single crochet around the edges from here and around the top, and then the armhole all the way to the sleeve and to the neckline, and then back here, just like what I did in this side. As you can see, I single crochet the edges. So I've already single crocheted the entire half piece of the top. So this time, do not snip your yarn. We have to continue doing a half double crochet in this part here, just to have more space for the buttons. Okay, so half double crochet 32, because we end with 32 double crochets. So you have to double crochet 32 and make 4 rows of that. So this is what it looks like now. Your row of 432 stitches is for the buttons, okay? But we will attach it later. Now attach your yarn in your sleeve. Pull out yarn. Pull out yarn and make a chain 1. Okay? And then we have to single crochet 9. Just single crochet 9 across the sleeve or the top of your 59 stitches. This is the 59 double crochets when we start doing the sleeve. So we have to single crochet 9 and turn your work and chain 1 and skip 1 stitch and insert it to the next stitch, and this time you have to have 8 single crochets, 35 rows. But if you have longer body, you have to make more rows for that because this is for the ribbon. So sleeve is has to end with ribbons, so the longer is the better. So make as many rows as you can. In my case it's 35, but I'm tiny. If you need longer ribbons or longer sleeve, you have to have more rows of this 8 single crochet. Continue doing that and I'll meet you at the end. So I finished my 35 rows of single crochet, and this time we will decrease. So in the first 2 stitches you have to single crochet together or decrease, and then continue doing a single crochet across until you left 2 stitches at the end of this row, and then in that 2 stitches you have to decrease again. Decrease means two single crochet together and turn your work. Again, when you start your work, do a decrease and then single crochet and then a decrease at the end of the last 2 stitches until you run out of space or your top forms into a little triangle or tip, has a tip, okay? So I am at the end of this row, and then I'll just single crochet the last one and then chain 1 to make it a little bit more pointy. So that's the end of your sleeve, and we can cut off or snip off this yarn now. So this is what it looks like now, side by side, and you have to attach them using a yarn and a needle. Okay, so here's my needle and a yarn, and attach them together like so. You have to align them, make sure they're aligned, and just insert your needle in every stitch of the top. So do that the entire top, and I'll meet you at the end of this.
I've yet to surrender to tales of forever, but never say never, my dear. Can you make me believe it at night when I call for the magic? 'Cause I just wanna feel it when things go bump in the attic, baby. Like a rabbit pulled from a hat, all that any true love can ask. Can you help me to see it? 'Cause I want to believe in the magic. Cast all your spells onto me. Touch me with your wand till the light shines through me. Come on, baby.
So I finished attaching all my pieces together. This is the side or the armhole, and this is the other side of your top. And yeah, and I made a simple slip knot, cute knot at the top or in the sleeve. Make sure you fit it first before you make a knot at the top, to make sure that it's long enough for you to insert your arms in the armholes and your body. So fit it first before you tie a knot at the top. Okay, and then once you're happy with the length of your shirt or your top, we can decorate the edges of the front and the back. So I decided to decorate the neckline, front and back here. So we'll just do a simple scallop design. So insert your hook where you stopped your knot or the start of your knot. So in my case, this is the first stitch that's after the ribbon or the knot. I just chain 1, and then in that next stitch made a single crochet, do a single crochet, and then in the next stitch you have to skip 1 stitch and make 5 double crochet in the same stitch. So basically it's a scallop. This is 4 and 5 double crochet, and then 6. So we have to make 6 double crochet to make a scallop, and you have to skip 1 stitches, and in the second stitch after the skip you have to insert your hook and make a single crochet. So this is my first scallop, and do that pattern, skip 1 stitch, and then in the next stitch you have to make 6 double crochet in the same stitch, and this is 3 and 4 and 5, and again skip 1 stitch and insert your hook and then stitch after that. So continue doing that pattern in the entire neckline until you reach in the other side of your sleeve or the knot, and then do it again in the back, at the back. So it's the same pattern, scallop design. Okay, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. So this is what the top looks like now. I finished my scallop design in the neckline, front and the back. So you can see it's so cute now. And I already attached 2 of my buttons. So on the third one, I'll show you guys. I use a fabric glue, nothing fancy. Just stick it there. And this is non-functional buttons, okay? So it's just decoration. So we're in the second part of the tutorial now. We are going to make the peplum in this tip, the bottom of your top. So we will start at the back where you attach 2 pieces in this part here. So we'll start there. So grab your hook and a yarn and make a chain of 3 and double crochet in the same chain or stitch. Okay, so that's count as 2, and then chain 1, and in the next stitch you have to double crochet. Sorry, it's stuck here because I glued the trims. So yeah, double crochet in this part here, and then chain 1 and double crochet again in the same stitch. Okay, so we're basically doing an increase in this row. Again, in the next stitch, double crochet and a chain of 1, then double crochet in the same stitch. So continue doing that pattern around the top. So we're at the end of this row now, so slip stitch your work to close this row. So slip stitch in the first chains that you made, and then chain 3 and double crochet in the first chain space from the previous round. Okay, insert your hook in that chain 1 you made from the previous round and make a double crochet, and then chain 1, and in the next chain space, that one there, you have to make another double crochet, and then chain 1 and another double crochet, same chain space. Again, double crochet in the next, then chain 1 and double crochet again in the same chain space. So basically increasing in every chain space with a chain 1. Do that around your top and make 7 rows of the same pattern. Okay, so 7 rows of the same pattern, and I'll meet you at the end. So we're here at the end of the row now. Just have to close it with double crochet at chain 1 and another double crochet in the same chain space, and then slip stitch your work in the first chain you made from the previous round. Okay, so this is what the top looks like now, and I end up with 7 rows of V-shaped double crochets. Okay, and this is what it looks like now. We're pretty much done, and I decided to make a scallop at the edge again. So skip 2 chain stitches, sorry, and insert your hook in the third chain and make 4 double crochet in the same stitch, and then chain 1 and another double crochet, 4 double crochet in the same chain space. So this is a scallop of 8 double crochets with 1 chain in between. So this is what it looks like, and then skip 1 and insert it in the next stitch, and again skip another 1 and double crochet 4 in the same chain space, and oops, sorry. Okay, and then after the 4th double crochet, you have to chain 1 and again double crochet 4 times in the same chain space. So it's an 8 double crochet scallop with a chain in between, and skip 1 again and insert your hook and make a single crochet. So continue doing that, and I'm at the end of the row now. I just have to single crochet and then slip stitch in the first chain you made from the previous, okay, to close this off, and you can snip off your yarn now. So this is what our top looks like, and it's so cute. It looks so adorable, and I might add some embroidery in the side. And this time I decided to stiffen my ribbon because I'm not so happy about it. So what I'm gonna do is single crochet from here around the way all the way down to the armhole. So start where your scallop is and make a single crochet around the sleeves or the ribbon, and this is what it looks like now after you single crochet the entire sleeve. So I just have to glue the unnecessary threads and yarns. So this time, after you clean your you can wave the ends if you like to, but in my case I just glued them, and make a simple cute knot in your sleeve however you like. And we're all done, and thank you so much for watching, and if you have questions, please let me know in the comment section or in an email, and goodbye!
I'm gonna make you, I'm gonna make you, I'm gonna make you, na 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 na. I'm gonna make you, I'm gonna make you, I'm gonna make you, na 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 na. Into a real boy, the big reveal boy, gonna make you feel boy, just like a real boy, just like a real boy. Who's the one that turned your world to winter, winter? Who's the boy beneath the doll that wants to live? I can give you life with just a single whisper.